Hi guys, thanks for watching. I'm Dean Rose, and this is The Morning Woodworker. You know, over the years, I've consumed a lot of coffee. I've also collected a lot of hardware. So what project could be better for this video than a storage system for hardware made out of coffee cans? I'll be right there. Let's make that right now. Okay, so this is my storage solution now. All my hardware is in coffee cans hanging on cleats on this wall. I made this system a few years ago and it worked out really well. Over time though, I've noticed that the weight of these cans is starting to tug at the cleats and they're starting to sag in the front and they're angling down. So that's not a good idea because if the lid should happen to come off of this, everything's going to come spilling out. It's time to redesign this. This is made on a French cleat system, based kind of on a modified French cleat. I went with an 1/8 inch piece of plywood with a small extension at the bottom that fits into a groove here. And this is mounted against the wall, and theoretically this should hold the can at about a horizontal angle against the wall. I'm going to mount some dowels at an upward angle on these racks. I will mount a piece of wood to the bottom of the cans with a hole in it. Unfortunately, I have to use something kind of thick for that because I need that extra bearing surface for that to hang on there securely and not fall off. This will be mounted against the wall, of course, and then the can will be hanging there at an upward angle, which is much better than what I have now. The dowels I'm going to use for this project, I'm actually going to make, and I'm going to make them with this little guy. This is a dowel making jig that I got plans for online, YouTube, thank you very much. Okay, I think I've got all the technical boring stuff out of the way. I think the only thing left to do is gather my material, start making some dust, and we'll throw this puppy in the river and see if she swims. Don't even know what that means. All right, so I have my brackets cut to length, ready to go. I have the discs that are going to go on the bottom of the cans cut and drilled out for the dowels. What I need to do next is to cut some square stock to run through this jig to make those dowels. Now I need about 1.5 inches for each can that I'm hanging. I have 120 cans. That's 180 inches, and that's about 15 feet. So I need to cut 15 feet of square stock to make those dowels, and that will be done in the next section. Now, if you're wondering why this video looks a little bit wonky, it's because I'm recording it in Anaglyph 3D. Yeah, so if you got a pair of those red and blue lens glasses that we all had when we were kids, you remember those, don't you? You can watch me in 3 dimensions. Whoa! You watch it! All right, I'm going to go make those dowels now. I've got all my 1/2 inch material cut. On one end, I've rounded it off to chuck into my drill, and on the other end, I put a little point on it. Now, along the length of these, I knock that corner off just a little bit so that it feeds a little nicer through the jig. My jig is already attached in my vise. All I got to do is turn on my vacuum, and we'll start making some dowels. Alright, that one's done. Turned out fairly smooth. I'm not real worried about it being absolutely perfect, but that's a pretty decent 1/2 inch dowel. And it fits very well on those discs, so that is perfect. I may give it just a little bit more sanding on here just to smooth it out and make it just a hair smaller if it's kind of tight in there. But I think that's going to work out great. So when I come back, I'll be cutting some holes in my brackets and start attaching these dowels after I cut them to the proper length. See you in a little bit. Okay, all of the holes have been drilled into the brackets. They are spaced out 4.5 inches on center. This is to allow for a little bit of space in between the coffee cans when they're all hanging on the wall. Coffee can is 4 inches in diameter, so that should give me a little bit of wiggle room in between the cans. I've also cut all the dowel rods to a length that will allow them to extend a full 3/4 of an inch into the discs on the bottoms of these cans. So that should give me plenty of bearing surface for those to hang on. I shouldn't have any trouble with them things falling off. I'm going to go ahead and glue all the dowel rods in off camera. There's no reason for me to show you how to glue a round peg into a round hole. But when I return, I'm going to start removing all the hardware cans. I'll take the old brackets off the wall. I will fill some holes, maybe clean that wall up a little bit before I start hanging the new brackets. And then we'll finally get a chance to see if all this effort I'm going through is actually going to be worth it, and if this project is even going to work. I'll be back in a minute. I forgot to mention, I haven't attached the discs to the cans yet, and this project is already a lot longer than I hoped it would be. So through the magic of video, I'd like to speed this process up a bit. You ready? Let's do this. I like your shirt, by the way. Oh, thanks. You too. I'm at the final stage of this project. My wall has been patched and painted. The discs have been put on the bottom of the cans. The brackets have been completed, and I'm ready to hang these things up and see what it looks like. So let's finish this project up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, there you have it. This project is officially done. I have all my nails on this side, all my screws over here, miscellaneous hardware underneath. I removed several cans of hardware that I don't use very often, so that freed up a bunch of these hooks so I can now collect more junk in the future. I am really happy with the way this project turned out. These cans are hanging on here very securely. I don't have to worry about the lids falling off. The cans come off of these hooks and go back on very easily. This system looks a lot neater, a lot cleaner. They're spaced apart real nice, and it's just a huge improvement over my last system. I hope you enjoyed this video. It ran a little longer than I hoped it would, so those of you who stuck around till the end, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that bell icon so that you'll be notified of new content as I upload it. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to post them below, and I'll respond to them as soon as I can. And if you have any suggestions you'd like to see for future videos, I'd like to know that too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time on The Morning Woodworker.